Hi, this is Johan from Aras. Today I want to show you a quick customizing that I've done on Aras to make a project-based content or scope limited content. The target and it's based on the customer requirement for doing a demo. The target is to limit the availability of some parts based on a selected project scope, which can be either one project or a few projects. For example, if you have multiple projects working for a single customer, maybe you want to have all the projects in the same scope. And some parts can be available across all projects and even outside projects. It could be some standards in the companies. How I implemented that, the first thing that I've added, so in blue you have the new objects or the new thing that has been added, and in yellow the things that have been lightly modified. First thing added is a project context to store any user project context. So that's the first thing, and based on that you will have every time you will add a new part, it will get the context from the user. So it's basically when the user defines it, when the user creates the part, the context is defined by his user project context. And on get, we will make the filter to make sure that when you are on a specific context, you only see the content that is available for this context, and also the content that is available for any context. And on the project, so that's where you will have a first action for activating or deactivating a project in your context. So it doesn't impact the project itself. It just says, as a user, I want to have this project in my actual context. I want to work in a specific context. This project will be in this context. And a render action that will actually show you what is your context. By listing the project, you will see which ones are in your context and which one are not. So this value will be depending on every user, and it will be just shown on the per user basis. What is still to do is make possible to change the availability of a part. So just in this demo, when you create the part, it will get a context, but then I didn't add the business logic to modify this in the future, but that's something that we could add. And make always available the detail of the context. Is because today, to understand which is the context you're working with, you need to go and list the projects. That would be cool maybe if I add something that is always visible for the user to always understand why he sees such or such part. Let's go in the demo. So here I have two sessions. Let me close this maybe. Two sessions. One is I'm logged as an admin, innovator admin here, and I have a few projects, and one here is dog chaser. So basically what I want to do is create a new project. So here I have a few parts. So just to make sure you understand, there's no fake magic. And so you can see there are 29 parts that are cross everything. It means you don't have to work in a project to see these parts, and it will be available in every project, because all these projects are not active for myself. I can say, well, I want to have this project active, and if I go to see what the other users can see, here you can see Doug is listing the project, but in his own context there is no project active. It's just myself as an admin. I've selected project military 2. Let's get this out of the context. So I'm going back as a context without any project. So I'm creating a new project. I'll call military 3, and a starting date is mandatory. So meter 3, I will set it active. So if you go on the other user, you can see that there's a new project, but it's not active for him. So now that it is active, if I create a new part, so I still have my 29 parts. If I say mil3 demo A, create the part, and if I now I have 30 elements. If I say mil, I just have this one that I created. And if I get back to projects and I say, well, I want to get out the military 3 project out of my project context. And I go back here and there's no more result. I still have the 29 items, but military, this filter doesn't get any result. So let's check on other items. If I say, for example, this one and this one, this context, if I go back on parts, I have this one. I don't know. I don't have a clear view on in which context it is. I could show it because the value is stored on the part, so I could have a query to show me the different projects it's in. But we can check. For example, I can make this not active, and so of course it. In fact, it was in this project. So that's pretty much it. If Doug wants to see the part that I've just created, he will say, okay, he can toggle these to active, and so he will tell me, well, he can set any project as active. No, he can just set project active for the one he has access to as a reader. It just needs reading access, because it doesn't, when you do this section, it doesn't impact the project at all. It just impacts your context. And so now I can go in design parts, and it should be able to see 30 items, including the military demo 03. So that's pretty much it for the demo. If I'm just showing a few methods. Well, the code of the method will be in will be available. I've shown in the PowerPoint what I've done. It's mainly on the part item type, adding methods to make sure that whenever you create a part, it gets the context. Whenever you get a part, it looks at the context to make sure it filters any part that would be depending on the project that is not in your active context. And on the project, you have a few methods. So the other good thing about it is that there are just 3 modifications on parts: on add, on get, on before add, on before get, and there's an added property on parts, which means it's very easy then to add this feature to any other item type like documents, because maybe you don't want to have to maintain this behavior for every item type in the database. You want it for very specific ones that are specific to projects. So that's easy to add to documents and other stuff. And if you have questions, you just send me an email and we can discuss about it. Thank you, and see you soon for other videos about customizing Aras. Bye.